this Afrobarometer survey shows that there's clearly a need for change. And that's his conclusion. Now, a change to who? John Mahama? Is that what you are calling for? Because under John Mahama, the Afrobarometer reports were the same, if not worse. The Afrobarometer reports in 2014, 2015, 2016 about the economy, about jobs, about corruption, and about government performance were the same under John Mahama. In fact, this time they even say one major policy of government is positive. That's a free exchange. Under John Mahama, there was no positivity. None. Check the Afrobarometer reports.
They didn't ask that question.
So, if we are looking for change, are you going to John Mahama, whose results were the same as this or even worse?
They were not the same. Not true.
Or even worse. Is that what you are telling Ghanaians to do? That they should go back to John Mahama, whose Afrobarometer reports were the same or even worse on the economy, on job creation, on corruption, on cost of living, on trust in the presidency. Were the same or even worse. If you like, let's Google the reports. And if you like, I'll bring them here next week. So clearly,
you don't have it now.
Clearly, if we are going to look at the Afrobarometer to judge change, the change cannot be to John Mahama. Because John Mahama's own Afrobarometer report is terrible. So why should we go? If we want change, it cannot be to John Mahama, based on his own Afrobarometer's report. Now, Samuel Kujeto says that John Mahama did infrastructure, and went on and on. I mean, which government doesn't do infrastructure? You want me to start telling you the infrastructure that has happened in this country over the last 7 years or so? But the question is, why was John Mahama rejected and so carries the record as the only president in the Fourth Republic who was never given a second term? Why? Why? It's because of his Afrobarometer report.
His party had done 8 years already.
On the economy.
His party had done 8 years already.
Oh, you mean he was rejected simply on 8 years?
No, you're saying that put your question in proper perspective. That's all I'm reminding you.
You are saying
you're speaking as though NDC did only 4 years. We did 8 years.
No. So you are
Mills, Mahama.
Okay. So the loss you suffered in 2016 was because of 8 years.
Let's just be factual.
If you go on that tangent, then you are living in a paradise that will not help you. I can assure you that. So it was because of the economic difficulties, so because of the corruption. Because you say, he did a lot of infrastructure. So why was he rejected? Why? Now they are telling us because of 8 years. Really? You know that cannot be the truth. It was because of this Afrobarometer report. Same in 26 from the 2014 to 23 years. Check them. The corruption, the economy. Now, I've been told that there's a 24-hour economy going to be the solution. Solution to what? The 24-hour, what is it going to solve? How is the 24-hour going to solve the cost of living that has been identified in the Afrobarometer? How is 24-hour going to reduce the cost of living? How is the 24-hour that we've been told is the panacea, how is it going to reduce the cost of electricity? How is the 24-hour going to reduce the cost of housing, the cost of transportation, the cost of food? What is your solution to this? your 24 hour. How is it going to solve the problems that have been identified in the Afrobarometer? How? So, if we are going to base the Afrobarometer and say that that justifies change, the change cannot be to John Mahama. Because his own Afrobarometer reports the same. Then he's trying to link Akomea with corruption. Really? He said Akomea championed DRIP. Yes, he championed DRIP, providing equipment to the district assembly so they can do emergency remedial work on access roads and so on. Now, you claim that there was some corruption in the procurement of the equipment. That's what you claim. I don't know if it's true or not. But does the vice president involve himself in the procurement or the contracts? I remember you, Samuel Kujeto, once telling Ghanaians that the president or the presidency doesn't involve itself in contracts. Today you are trying to give us the impression that the vice president is involved in contracts. And so if you believe there is some inflation of contract sum, he's involved. Why? Samuel Kujeto. Too much propaganda. In your time, you said that the president does not involve himself in contracts. Today, the presidency does. The vice president does. If we're going to talk about, somebody could talk about questions. You are standing at Savelugu, and you are throwing questions at Akomea. You are standing at Savelugu. And Akomea is standing in Accra and also throwing questions at you. How does the Ghanaian electorate benefit from this throwing of questions? They say, come for a debate. Come and sit here. Randy Abe is here. Akomea, you are here. Mahama is here. And throw the questions at each other, so the Ghanaians can see the truth. You say no. But you go and stand at Savelugu and throw questions. Come and confront the man that you are throwing the questions to face to face. You say no. You say he's below you. Randy. He says the man is below him. So when he was president in 2012, and he engaged in a debate with the other presidential contestants, when he was sitting president, they were not below him. They had one in Tamale. They had one in Accra. When as sitting president, he engaged in debate with the Akufo-Addos and the Edward Mahamas and the Ayarigas, the one who was coughing. Is that Ayariga? The Ayarigas and so on. And he was president. They were not below him. Today that he is former president, he says somebody is below him. So he will not come to their level. But he will go and stand at Savelugu and throw questions at the people who are below him.